Hey friends, Diana here from Garden Love. Today I have a few little things that I want to address and I want to bring you guys along. I have this old shirt that I'm going to use. I'll show you guys. I'm trying to make like a sling, kind of. Something I can tie a tree down with so it doesn't hurt the tree trunk. And I'm going to try to make like a rope out of this. I don't know if you guys done this before, but there is a few things that I wanted to do, and there's a few things that I want to talk to you guys about because I am considering transplanting a tree from one location to another, and I want to tell you guys why I'm making that decision and show you guys where I want to move it. I want you guys to tell me what you guys think, but let's go address this tree first. Please excuse the fact that I'm probably going to wear my sunglasses because it is really sunny out here and I want to be able to think and show you guys what I have going on. I'm going to move you guys over here. I don't know if you guys can already see the tree that desperately needs help. That is my persimmon tree. All right, let's see if you guys can see that far. And as you guys can see, it is leaning drastically. And I want the train, since it's still a little bit flexible, I want to train it to be upright, and I definitely don't want this tree to break and snap in the middle of its trunk because now the fruit is setting in. So I asked my husband to put this in here a few days ago. He wasn't happy about it. He was actually a little grumpy because he was on his way to work, but I'm like, please get it done. I've been thinking about this tree for so long, and I'm just going to use this piece of shirt, and I'm probably going to go up higher just so we can train it, and I'll bring you guys closer in a second. That way you guys can see how I'm doing this. This tree has been leaning over like that for a while, and this shirt, it's not going to be raining anytime soon, so it's not going to add moisture to it. The goal is that hopefully by the time the rain comes again, that this tree has already established itself or gotten itself to stay like that. If not, I'm going to have to use some of the plastic, and hopefully that can hold it so it doesn't hold any moisture around the trunk, because we don't want to get trunk rot, so it starts rotting and then your tree's gone. Let me bring you guys closer. There's a tree. We put a gopher cage in it and it's thriving and growing so far. Look at it. Last year it gave me like about 4 fruit, but the squirrels got to them before I was able to. So I'm really going to be out here more often and trying to keep an eye on them to make sure that that I can taste some of it. I could have at least 1 or 2 or a couple because we do love this fruit. Look at how easy it was to tie this. You just got to put a stake here, and I just used a piece of shirt. That's it. You don't want to double knot the trunk, you want to double knot the stake. So hopefully by the end of this summer the tree can get used to being this way and it can grow. I might want to add another piece up here because I'm noticing that this branch wants to lean that way, and I might just add another piece. So since I'm already doing it, let me go get another piece. All right, I grabbed another piece, and I'm going to do the same thing. Pull on the trunk, tie it on the back, do another circle just so that knot is pretty strong, and hopefully little by little I can continue to add more resistance and it can continue to grow this way. I mean, it makes sense why it's growing in this direction because the sun comes from that direction, so the tree probably naturally wants to gravitate towards the sun, and also it's planted in a slope, so you know, gravity does its thing, but we want to make sure this is trained upright. That's the reason why I've noticed from listening to my videos that actually is my favorite word, because I tend to use it. I'm gonna have to look up other words that mean the same and change it up. But what I did when I planted this tree, I'm gonna show you guys really quick. If you guys can see the graph right here, I put the graft in the back because I didn't want it to be on this side where gravity was going to naturally pull it. I wanted it to be on the opposite side because I knew gravity was going to try to do its thing, and I was hoping that that would make a difference. I don't know, that's my theory. Tell me what you guys think about gravity and planting trees on a slope and which direction it should be facing. That's my opinion. That's my theory, that if the graft was on this side, gravity was going to eventually pull it down and maybe could have snapped it, versus it being in the opposite direction. And yes, gravity is going to want to pull it, but now it's going to be like one solid pull and not tear from the graft. I hope that makes sense. It's just a theory, you know. That's the things that we do in the garden. We just figure things out in our brain. We figure out our theories, and based on our theories, we try them out, and with time, the results will show itself, and then we would learn from that experience. So let me tell you guys what I want to do. I planted a Buddha tree. So first of all, before I go on with that, let me point out, my citrus orchard is up there. I have a few trees here, like my apple that Lily's been wanting to grow an apple. I have a 3-in-1 peach right here. I have my persimmon, and I used to have my snow queen right there, but a gopher got to it. Definitely have to add a cage next time I replant it. Those are like my favorite trees. There's a fig, strawberry fig, that Charles from Ivy Organic came here and we planted it together. It's finally starting to grow and have some fruit. So these are like my specialties fruit, and these are like also my specialty fruits, like things that I hold really dear and things that are unique, like the jujube, the snow queen, my what's it called, my key lime, my kumquat, my Laura Bay, my pineapple guava, my kaffir lime, a cutie citrus. Those are like the main ones, but for some reason I wanted to start another orchard on this side, and at the moment when I did this, it was at the beginning when we first moved in, and I really wasn't thinking about how things are going to work out. And the citrus are on the other side of the property, and there's a lot of squirrels over there, and they don't tend to eat a lot of the citrus. They tend to go more for the stone fruits like the peach, nectarine, the apples. And there's less squirrels on this side. So what I've decided after 4 or 5 years of being here and analyzing the land and seeing what grows well in certain areas and what grows doesn't grow well in certain areas, I had installed a blood orange right there and a Buddha hen right there. Let me walk you guys over there. The Buddha hen went into shock. It's been in there for about 2 to 3 years, for sure 2 years, possibly 3. And it died down to its trunk. Thankfully, it started growing some branches from, let me show you guys because I'm just stalling with my words until I can show you, but let me just show you guys. It started growing some different branches from the graft, thankfully, so I know that this is still Buddha hen. But as you can see here, it is struggling. The line that runs water here is the one that I have to manually start. It's not on a timer for some reason. The timer didn't get hooked up right. So as you know, humans, we tend to forget certain things. So anything that grows on the side is going to have to do better with less water than more water. And this tree definitely likes more water than the stone fruits and my blood orange that's right there. So for that reason, I decided to move this. And as I mentioned in my previous video, when you transplant trees from one location to another or into a pot, you're going to want to saturate the soil here. So when you pull up the roots, you can pull as many roots as possible, and it's an easier transition to, you want your shovel to go into the soil like butter, like a knife cutting butter. So I'm going to saturate this with water, and now let me walk you guys to where I want to plant it, and I'm going to tell you why. And let's go over there. So quick recap, if you're trying to transplant any trees for a reason like mine, because maybe you don't like it there, it's not working out for the tree, it's just not thriving, or maybe because you're moving, or maybe because, let's go this way, You know, if you have a ginormous tree, you can always air layer a piece if you're selling your home and you want to take a piece of that. But if you are still in the same place and you just like, you don't like the tree there and you want to move it, and instead of just killing it, you want to maybe put it in a pot, you'll probably have to cut it in halves because the roots that you're going to take with is probably not going to sustain the big tree. We're going to get into that in the next video when I actually transplant this, but let me show you guys where I want this tree to go. Right there. When I plant the tree, I want there to be a reservoir of water down below. This soil just kind of like fell in there, but we're just going to dig it up some more, add all the good stuff, put it here. And this is going to be in addition to my collection of my unique trees. As you guys can see here, the Kaffir limes right there, which is a unique tree. You don't see that very common. A lot of people don't know about the tree. I have my nopales, my Mexican key lime, my Laura Bay. I have a Tangelo down there. I forget the name of what's down there. It's a little tiny tree that's hopefully we're going to get cuties out of it. And yeah, this is it's going to be in addition to the hillside garden. I want to put everything that doesn't require a lot of maintenance up here because I want to avoid having to maintain things up here, and just things that I could come and harvest. You know, there's steps here. It's fairly easy to get up here. So yes, I'm going to be adding that there. Eventually, when I have the funds, hire someone to come and add more soil to the dirt lockers that are kind of low, and then mulch, and that should be good for a few years. So that's what's going to happen to that Buddha hand. It did not like it there, and I don't blame it. It's kind of, if things are neglected, that area is the most neglected. As you guys were able to see, the weeds still need to get cut down. We need to get someone out here to cut them, or see if my husband gets it done one of these days. So that's what I wanted to tell you guys about. Hold on. Getting things inside my shoes and keep thinking it's like a spider or a bug. That's why sometimes I put you guys on hold. But, you know, doing the persimmon, doing that, sometimes in my mind, they seem like a way bigger task than what it really is. And that was like the easiest task ever. So I don't know if any of you guys ever feel the same way, where you're just a little overwhelmed, where you're like, oh my God, I gotta take care of that tree. And let me put you guys down here. And really the task is not as hard as it seems in your mind. And it really wasn't. And bringing you guys along with me made it so much easier, because I just love talking about what I'm doing. I love sharing it with you guys. All right, I got all the leaves out of there. Okay, it's hot today. The next thing I want to do is, I mentioned about my other Buddha hand that's in a container. I need to hook up the irrigation. That's another task that in my mind, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I got to get this done. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to actually do it. So let's walk over there. It's super easy to, all I have to do is cut and do a connector like a Lego. Let's walk over there and hold on. Okay, here we are. I'm gonna put you guys down so you guys can see. Friends, here's my Buddha hand that is in a container. It has a beautiful Buddha growing already. I have here, let me show you guys. Here is my Buddha hand in a container. I showed you guys in my previous video where I was showing you guys all of my fruit trees in containers. This one is thriving in this container. It's a fairly big container. And it already has one Buddha hand with many more growing. I'm been hand watering, but you guys know I'm trying to eliminate all the hard work. And I'm going to show you guys. When I got this tree in there, I had already put a line. I don't know if you guys can see it right here. I had put a line here. All I have to do is basically cut a piece of the original irrigation that's going on here and add a connector, and that's it. connected like Legos, and this will be set with irrigation that's already on a timer, that's already watering the rest of this backyard garden. So let's do that. All right, I can't see if you guys are seeing this correctly, but this is the line that's going into the pot, and this is the line that's already set up to the irrigation system. And all I'm going to do is grab my scissors, cut it in half. Now there's two lines. I have a divider right here. Get this out of the way. I have a divider right here, and all I'm going to do is connect the divider. This is about the easiest and most satisfying thing to do because they're just like Legos. You connect them together. Now the line that's already set up to my pot, you connect it. And now this tree is going to be getting water. You guys see that? That's it. That's it. It's going into the pot, coming out this way, and it's in here. This little pot's sitting on it, which is fine. Friends, I have some amazing grapes over here, and last year I failed to saturate them with water because they are on a drip and they are getting water. But during the hot summer days, right when the fruit's setting, you're going to want to give it extra watering. And if the rest of your irrigation system, the rest of your plants do not need that much water, then you might have to get yourself something like this. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm basically just going to sit it here. Oh, 1 second. Super easy stuff. And you know, the heat makes me feel so good. Like sometimes my back and knee hurts, but when it's hot, I somewhat feel normal. So I love being out here in the heat. So basically, I'm just going to look to see where the trunks of the grapes are at. And I'm going to just set it there and turn the water on. And there we go. That way it saturates a good portion of it. The trunk of the vine is right there. So I want this area to be saturated. Let me show you what the grapes are starting to look. I'm hoping that we get a good harvest this year. Last year I totally forgot to do this. Where is it? See, the camera's not capturing that good. So let me look for another cluster. Here we go. You guys see that? Isn't it amazing? I love it. And one of the other things I'm going to eventually have to do is tame this grapevine because it is growing all the way up my tree, all the way along that fence, which over there is fine. But this tree, we definitely need to trim it. And I don't know, I really like sometimes having to reach for the grapes. It's almost like a tree's growing grapes, but we all know it's just a vine that climbed up there. You guys can see a piece up there. So yeah, I'm just gonna, since I'm walking around every like hour, I'm literally gonna saturate this area. So I might just give it there for an hour, and what I'll do is I'll probably move the locations from here to, because there's like about 4 vines, and just start moving it along. Look at this one. See that? It's a big trunk. Just move it along so some of these grapes can get bigger and juicy. Yep. All right, do you guys remember this tree? This is my Eureka lemon. We recently did a video on how to fertilize the tree properly. I just noticed that the squirrels dug it up and they're probably trying to store nuts, but let me show you guys. Look, I don't know if you guys can see the mulch is, there's a hole here. The soil that I put under it, it's basically dug up now. It's really annoying and upsetting, but what can I do? So just cover it up again. I'm gonna hand water this. But I want to show you guys the reason why I'm here is because here's another little task that you guys are encouraging me to do today. Something that's so simple that needs to be done. As you guys know, I am training this tree to be aspilar, and this tree is growing long branches back here. Let me see if I can show you guys a little better. See that? I don't know if you guys can see that. So all I'm gonna do is attach it to the fence. Super easy. And that way this tree actually has more. All I'm going to do is just take a branch just like this. You can see there's already a lemon there. I'm going to attach it to, and I'm actually going to pull it down because I want it to be trained wide. And I'm going to just tie it down. Super easy. I actually didn't need to cut this much. And I can see that the tree's trying to reach for sun, so that makes sense. But I do have an AC unit right behind this, so I don't want it to grow in that direction, and I don't want it to eventually the leaves fall on the AC unit. So I'm just going to do this. Oops. Yeah, it's resisting. But it's so pretty. There we go. There's another one down here. Do you guys see that? I'm going to train that one to go sideways as well. And I'm just going to tie it to the trellis. So just little tasks that need to be done. Sometimes they just seem like they're harder than they really are. But look at this, how easy it is. And I'm enjoying the sun. Enjoying the piece of this. I'm going to grab another little piece. And this branch, look at how pretty this one is. It's so big. But I'm going to train it to go sideways. And I might have to do a few of them because that way it has more pressure from different angles. This is how you train an aspilar tree. You have to make sure that you do it when the limbs are still flexible, like this one. Let's see, where do I want that one to go? Obviously, everything's gonna start to grow upwards, so the lower I can bring them, the better. Oh my God, it smells so good. I can smell the leaves. This one seems to want to go that way, so let's go that way. There we go. Some of these branches, pull them back, use this. Oh. Hold that one with this. You guys see any more? Maybe this one, that way. That's it. There's no more branches sticking out. If this was on a wall, you would have to do the same thing. Looks beautiful. I have an obsession with hummingbirds. Oh my God, I hope you guys saw that. And I noticed that there was hummingbirds drinking water. Oh, there's another one. Oh my God. Drinking water from the sprinkler that, let me see if I can zoom you guys in, from the sprinkler that I put there for my grapes. And I wish this camera would zoom in better because that's its max that it goes. And it's drinking water. I really want to get a solar pump for this area because there's no electricity right here unless running an extension cord, which I really don't want to do that. But I would love for this fountain that used to be in my old home to have some water and for the hummingbirds and birds to enjoy, because that would also minimize the amount of pecking that they're going to do in my fruit. I have a fountain in front of my kitchen window. I want to put one back here, and maybe I can put another one back there. There is some electricity back there, so maybe I can put another one there, and hopefully I can help nature, and nature can lay off my plants, my fruits. But if you guys remember this, there used to be 3 tiers, and in the move it made it but then when my husband tried to move it, it broke. So we're down to 1 tier, and that's totally fine. I'm okay with that because it looks beautiful anyways. If I can find a place where I can get more tiers, I'll definitely buy them to add it. I did buy a pump here that needs to get plugged in. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave it in or not, but I need to get something to seal the hole so the water doesn't drain, and hopefully I can get some water in here. In worst case scenario, maybe I'll make it into a succulent focal show piece. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys the hummingbird. I hope you guys have a blessed day, okay? Bye. Let's move this now to the next piece, which is right there. Perfect. One thing that I used to do that I'm trying to get better at is that when I'm done using whatever it is that I'm using, I'm going to walk back to where I got it from. So next time when I need it, I know that it's there. It's been helping me get my steps in, and I'm just like, okay, you got to put it back, forcing myself to walk a little bit more and just get more mobile. So this goes in my greenhouse, and that is, well, in this area, and that is where I intend to put it back now that I'm done. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking for it next time, not know where it's at. And sometimes I look around my yard and I'm like, oh my God, there's such a big mess, because there's things there, there's things everywhere that needs to get put back. And when you see like 5 things that need to get put back into 5 different locations in your 4 to 5 acre lot, you're like, yeah, I'm not doing that today. Sometimes I'm like, all right, I'll just do this one, but just get it done when you're done doing whatever it is that you're doing. But that's it, friends. Just a few little things that I needed to tidy up that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I wanted to bring you guys along, maybe as a reminder for you guys. There we go. So as a reminder for you guys to go check at your plants, to do a little maintenance, get your body moving, get your steps in. And maybe some of the things I did today would trigger you to do certain things that you need to get done, or give you an idea about something. So that's all I hope for. Give you guys inspiration and give you guys ideas and things to think about, because sometimes when somebody mentions something, it's like, oh, I didn't think about that, and I hope I'm doing that for you guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Bye. This is another example. We moved the pot, that little pot that I'm going to be adding succulents for, to eventually make it into a showcase like this. And we just left it here. So since this has wheels and super easy to pull, let's take it back. Let's take it back, because that's the type of thing I'm talking about. There's always things laying out that needs to get put back, and we just have to put them over there. This is my little junk corner near my greenhouse. Super easy. There we go.